Yay. Works. You go away. You can see chat. Nope. I should do it. Oh, music. Can you switch up? Hmm? thought. Just typing in chat. Let's get started. We'll start when this song is over. Yeah. Oh. Give me a second, Jerry. Gary. Well, let me put on my gloves. Hands are cold. So the project is based on an LML cylinder. Hold on. LML cases. Camera's a bit slow. Give me a second. Which are right here. This is a project that we're doing with a local scooter shop together, Metro Scooter in Cincinnati. So basically I'm taking LML cases, which here in the US come on a Stella, a genuine Stella, and we're putting on a, let's go back. Camera straight, hold on. We're putting on a cast iron Polini, the 63mm 177. A bit of crankshaft, reed intake, an exhaust, which I'm not going to talk about because it's a surprise for the guy who owns the bike. And last time we did 200cc gearing that we put in the clutch and the primary. There you go. So that's where we're at. We stopped last time when I did the epoxy on these cases. Give me a second, I can't really see what I'm trying to show with my camera. Yeah, you can see I did epoxy here, and then I did epoxy on the other side here. Now what I did last night, off stream because it's just really noisy, is based on the Polini that I prepared for our orange bike, which you can find on the channel. And based on the Polini ports, I opened up. Let me zoom in, hold on. I think this works. Something to point. So I did go and I opened up the ports on left and right, as well here in the back. They go down all the way to the opening in the cylinder here, and they're just a nice surface. I couldn't really take much more material here because it just gets really thin. I already broke through, that's why the JB weld over here and there. And then here in the back I opened up as well, so basically it matches the cylinder. After I cut it with tungsten burr, I grinded it down with 120 grit sandpaper, and then by hand with 220, which is my final finish. And then I just use these buffers to just clean them up and got them as nice textures as possible, at least with what I can do here at home. This took me about, I'd say 4 hours. I think that's why it's not a good thing to stream or to film for that matter. And it's really loud. I did find some awesome music though. Yeah, so what we're doing today is, because here would be, this is a Polini 177, right? And on the original LML cases, the ports look completely different than on the Piaggio cases. Now, Polini, when they made the cylinder, was more made for the Piaggio cases. So I need to take both on the cases. Hold on, let me put this on here. So I needed to take here on the cases, but I also need to take on the cylinder right here, because you can see there's stuff there as well. This is just a very nice port shape. If you like, you know, gases come through here and go up. So what we're doing today is I'm gonna transfer this shape on the cylinder, and then we're gonna clean up the cylinder so we have proper matching and proper flow, and then we'll finish up by doing it to the gaskets. Now, this is where it becomes interesting. Let me get some math here. Let me do numbers. TST, hold on, sorry. Next week, hopefully I have a better setup. Nope. 177 cc with a stock 57 millimeter stroke. Now I measured the timings without a gasket. So without gasket, just roughly, I didn't go into exact detail because sometimes I do it 4 or 5 times. I just took quick 2 measurements, which go on the exhaust 161 degrees, and on the intake 109/110, let's just say 110. Now what I want to do is, because this is boring. I mean, you create a very torquey engine, but I like to build my engines in a very two-strokey power band kind of way, you know, that the power just kicks you right in the face. So what I've found in a couple of builds that I've done so far, and what worked for our orange bike, is to go to 185 to 125 degrees. Now, how will I get there? Eventually, the best way to do it is to raise the cylinder up so that the port windows go up as well. We're doing this by adding a spacer of 1.5 millimeters underneath. Oops. But 1.5 is not quite enough. So I want to also use these 102, I don't know yet because I need to measure. These 102 Polini base gaskets, which are 0.22. So if I would use one, let's just say I use this one because this one's kind of used up. So I add 0.22, I would raise it by 172 millimeters. Making it a more of an aggressive cylinder. I mean, this is not known to be the fastest on the market, but it will work. By doing this though, I will increase the combustion chamber, right? So I will go to a machine shop who will remove me whatever amount I need. This will be measured by checking compression first and see how much volume we need to take out. Volume could be a very simple cylindric calculation. I'm guessing I'll take probably 1.7 to 1.8 millimeters off down on here. And then once that is done and we get to about between 120 and 125 degrees intake timing, I will go ahead and raise the exhaust up here, make it larger upwards, so I get to a difference between the two timings of 60 degrees, which is what they call a blowdown of 30, which is 60 divided by 2. And that is just a very good engine characteristic to run with an expansion chamber pipe, because that's what we're using. We're using a big, aggressive expansion chamber. But I'm not going to tell you which one because Steph might be watching. All right, let me think what we'll do next. First, I'll take a sip. So what I will do now is we're going to mount the cylinder studs. I know this bearing is dirty. I'm going to replace that before anyone says something. It's just easier to leave the bearing in and get all the shavings so you don't scratch the surface. Once these are in, I can take this half off. I have a squeaky chair. Yeah, that's correct. And then we're gonna slide on our cylinder. That was dirt. No, I don't want it to fall off. Can you see? No, you can't. Well, at a later point, I'll show you how it's matching. So I gotta move the camera for that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and mark what I want to take off. Which is up here in the front. Leave this be and come back over here onto the cylinder. So what we have here is the material that we're taking off. I'm trying to scratch it as well as possible so you can see. So this, and I'm gonna open it nicely down. Take some off here. As well as make this foot, just open it straight up and make it larger so we have no obstruction whatsoever of gases going into the ports. I am not going to open stuff up in here, so I think it is pretty clean. Actually, the angles look decent, but I am gonna open up a little bit here to have it nice and round. After that's done, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. This shouldn't, I have new tools, this shouldn't take too long, hopefully. So we will see. I'm gonna mute the camera while I do this because it's gonna be loud. But I'll keep watching the chats if you have anything to say, if you want to say hi. If you have song requests that I'm not playing, let me know. First, here's my Dremel. This kind of cylinder stuff I like the flex shaft. Or no idea, we'll put it up here. Can you tell me if the audio is okay?
What?
Is the audio okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Perfect. Oh, shit. I gotta have to tighten this guy. Like shaft. Mount. Close this sucker up. It's been a while since I've worked on a cylinder like this on the bench, so I need to find a position that's comfortable first. I might have to put it in the vise. Now for the rough stuff, I like this better. This is pretty big. We'll use this for the rougher stuff, and then when we get to the smaller ones, we'll go to diamond heads and sandpaper. About 15. Oh, let me see. Let's see what's comfortable. Where's my mount? Where's my thing? Some wood. Hold on, I'm just moving the camera really quick. This should do it. Yeah, that seems perfect. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mute, I think. Or you go ahead and mute. Wait, how do I do this? Alright. Molossi against Polini. I don't know. I have not run the Molossi, so I don't know. But I have one here. Let's take a quick break because I want to respond to this. I've done some work. Not ported the cylinder, but I try to, learn it, what's going on in it, and so on. So what I found is, in terms of, hold on, port shape, I don't think it mattered like here, because that's work you can do yourself. But what does change is the angle that goes in. Now, if we take the Molossi here, nope, here they are. So I cast the shape of the ports, and they're very aggressive. So when you have a very flat angle, like towards 90 degrees, sorry, the other way, this is one of the ports in here. That means this cylinder has lots of potential for high RPM. So if you do the same thing that we're doing to this by raising it up, I think this can be quite surprising. But what I like most about the Molossi is the piston, which is here. I really like the piston, has lots of open space for flow. You can see it right here. And it has thinner piston rings. This is just 1 millimeter. And the other thing that's good about the Molossi is the cylinder head. Crap, this has been in oil, I'm sorry. But you can see the cylinder head here. Compared to the cylinder head here in the Polini. Now what you have in this Molossi one, first of all, is an O-ring. This seals. Just got to replace it. But what I like is this two-stage cylinder head. This is what makes power. So you have a nice squish, squeezing the gases together, and nice space for combustion. You have this here too, but not central like here. I don't know the science behind it, so I'm not gonna go into territory that I don't know much about. But you can see the difference between this one and this one. Ideally, I would put this cylinder head on this cylinder, but it doesn't quite fit because this has this is only a 61 millimeter while this is a 63. That's the gist of it, I think. If you just want to plug on without doing anything, and you get a expansion chamber pipe, I think you're better off with Molossi because the way it comes out of the box already has better characteristics. But I prefer, I work, this is my second Polini now. I like it. I wouldn't mind a Molossi, but preference, I guess. Back to work. Does that answer your question? If you're still watching? David? Oh, you're welcome. I love explaining this kind of stuff.
So when people ask questions,
Yeah.
you need to repeat the question in case people are not.
Oh yeah, good point. Yep, David asked about what's better, Polini 177 or Molossi. Right, I'm going to go back to muting mode because I'll keep working on here. But if you have other questions, go ahead. I'm back. Hi. All right. So my general idea is I want to cut it so it matches as much as possible. I'm not going to go and clean it up. That's actually something I'm going to do off stream because it takes forever. Mostly it is so I can put it together as quick as possible and get those timings done. So I'm going to check now if I'm good on the cases. I might have to correct on the cases a little bit, you know, because I'm no expert and I have wobbly hands. And then we'll do the other side. Alright, let me flip it over. If you're just tuned in, like, that's been blessed. Yep, that sounds about right. So this pour I did yesterday. So I'll put my studs in, blah blah blah, and then mount the cylinder on. Yeah, I did them on both sides. This is the same size than we got in our like 25 horsepower Polini engine. I wonder if Seth has texted me like, holy crap, what you doing to my engine? You can't see this, but I'll go in and scratch. So this is you can see that I am almost everywhere good. Except, yeah, that little corner in the front, which I can take care of. So I think what I'm missing is this one. To do that, I need to cut more of this window. I'm gonna open it straight up and then clean this up. But I do not need the cases for that. Here, let's look at my work. I had a good night last night with this. Let's look at it again. I like looking at it. There. Doesn't it look like a cute little elephant, like with the ears and the trunk here?
Dave's question, can you go back?
Oh yeah. Let's go
Does
back
he
to.
need to make any variation
Okay.
if he put the law at 166 engines to?
Yeah, I want to go back. I hope if Dave's still watching. Dave asked if he needs to do anything to his engine if he just wants to mount a Velocity 166. I mean, yes, you need to adapt your carburation. If you just, take the old one off, slap it on, make sure you check your piston ring gap, because that's Probably why most people sees in the first couple 100 miles. Check your carburation, of course. Advance your ignition. What else? I think that's about it. This is now without, you know, doing all the kind of crankshaft, tearing the engine apart and stuff. You can just slap it on. Your crankshaft and your rotary intake and everything will be a little bit limiting, but more bore is more bore. What do you say? More Hubraum ist doch nichts anderes als Hubraum zu ersetzen. How do you say it in English? There's nothing better than CC or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it still looks messy inside the ports. I'll put it on here. It still looks messy inside, but that's tedious work with diamond tips. I'll take care of that off. Cubic capacity, CC, yeah. Oh, there is. No problem there. I thought I'd be further by now. Crap, it's already 90 minutes for one port. See how long it takes. I mean, I'm by no means experienced, but even if you are experienced, this takes a while. I'm hoping in the future of this channel, in the next couple of months, I will have a Skype in or some video footage of a professional tuner out in Oregon who will give a little bit of insight at what he does to the case and what he does to the cylinders. Although he works mostly on small, I think, dirt bike and scooter cylinders. I don't want to speak for him. I don't really know the details exactly. But he's pretty good. He's doing a 70cc for me right now because I love his work. He does it really clean, and I simply don't have the tools, you know, to go inside and touch the ports. I mean, I can do this kind of stuff. That's what I like about Vespa engines. The ports are so gigantic. Alright. So that's done. I'm wondering if I should just pull the crankshaft in to measure my timing so I can go to the machine guy tomorrow. Nah. Tell him there's no Matty X, M4 TDX. There's no swearing on this channel. How you doing? You missed out. We've done one. We've done one port so far. Yeah. Want to see that epoxy? What do you want to see, outside or inside? Or both? Camera's a bit tough today. Get to work. So yeah, here's the outside. It's actually less silver than I thought. It was like white. There's the other side. And then cute little elephant ears in the middle. You can see here, and I don't know if you can see it, here where I broke through. close. Yeah, I think I can try and zoom in. Hold on. My phone's dying. Hold on. No, that's not it. There we go. I did, right there. That little gray spot is where I broke through. Yeah, just a little. But it goes way down, about the size of these, of this window. Which, now that I think about it, I could have left it 1.5 millimeters up. So for those who joined later, the plan is, so I've done the engine already, but that's not all of it. I need to, hold on, let me zoom out. There we go. I need to open the ports so they match to what we have in the engine right now. But what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna raise the cylinder up with this spacer by 1.5 millimeters. So as I explained earlier, the, where's my pen? The original timings are 161 and 110 without a gasket. Sorry, I was reading chat. Some make the port backs bigger, so the hole is getting bigger. Yeah, this is as much, I think, as I really want to. Otherwise, removing so much volume in the crankcase. Yeah, but back to topic. So the original timings are 161, 110, which is really, really boring. Like the difference between this, let's say it is like 50, 51, and then your blowdown is about 25.5, which barely works with modern boxes. I mean, it works, but you can push more in there with a expansion chamber. And because we're running an expansion chamber, I'm aiming to get the same timings as I did on the Orange Stella, which you can find on the channel. So I'm raising it by 1.5 and possibly with one base gasket by 1.72. And then I'm gonna measure the volume that's left up there, the compression ratio, and calculate how much material the machine shop, hopefully tomorrow or Saturday, will have to take off. Just so we can get to what, 9.5 to 1 maybe? 10 to 1? It's the original Polini head, so it's not the ideal. That's about the gist of it. Yeah, 185, 125 is I would say my favorite. I've done 3 engines. This is going to be my 3rd engine so far that has that timing. I did another Polini. The orange one turned out to about 25 horsepower. And then I did a Pinasco 225 on a Rally, not the direct intake, just the normal one, the 9-port. And I also ported that to 185 to 125, right? Or 129, I don't remember. I think 185, 125. This space is 1.5. The battery in my dial gauge is dead, otherwise I'd show it. This is 1.5 millimeters. And then the this, if I remember correctly, should be 0.22. So I have a second one, so I can raise it up even further if I need to. And if I need more to get to 125, I still have that copper plate, and I can make my own gasket. Use Biodecco. Yeah. I don't have Biodecco. Do we have Biodecco? Yeah, we do. Yeah, and then I wanna tonight I'm gonna order actually a flex zone for the exhaust port. I'm gonna try that, see if I can clean out the exhaust, all that stuff in there with a flex zone. That might make life so much easier. Cause cleaning this out with the tools I have is so tedious. And then once I have 125 in my intake time, raised up to the point that I wanted, I'm gonna Dremel open the exhaust time to 185. All right. That was important. Is it too noisy with the Dremel on? Otherwise I'll just leave the microphone on, or I'll put a sock over it or something. If I can get some feedback from someone, that'd be cool. Because otherwise I'll go ahead and mute before I start drumming the other side. Come on, feedback. Yeah, I'll What do you mean not going up with the outlet? Oh yeah, I'm going wider too. But the so the Polini already has, I think 62%. You can go up to like 68% of the entire size of the circle, because otherwise the piston ring gets caught. But the Polini rings, it's just what the general internet says. Don't go over 65. They're really thick, and stainless, they tend to break. So I measured them on the last Polini that I did, and I basically just touched the wall slightly, cleaned it up, but I didn't go wider. Simply because here we're going to use the stock Polini rings. It's something that can, let's say we have a C's and you want to get a different piston with a thinner ring, like the GS pistons and the Grand Sport pistons, then I would go ahead and just, take it off and Dremel it open. But it's something you can do at a later point. Just for the sake of durability, I wouldn't go too wide. That said, if it was me, I would I'd go 70 and see how long the rings last. All right. So I'll just, if it's too loud, tell me and I'll turn the microphone off. But I think I'll just keep going like this. Yeah, I'm stoked. I have, if you see, I'll give you a tour of my garage. If you see that V&B in the back there, oh, it's upside down. Crap. Well, you get the idea. that VNB. That's gonna have a Velocity 221. There's a bunch of cases on the floor that are gonna go in there. So I'm excited to build a fast big engine aside from the Penasco one there, which is the Penasco direct intake. All right, back to business. I'm gonna charge my phone. While I'm dremeling, you can go and check out the latest video, by the way. Uploaded it last night, which shows the first parts of this build that you see behind me, that you just saw. And don't forget to comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Right, Garrett? Yeah. Alright. If it's too loud, let me know. See if I can muffle it somehow. Oh yeah, if you want to, we can put those engines together. I got no plans. That one almost came out. This is the part where Carrot should come running in and tell me to wear my safety glasses. Yeah, you should ask Matty Axe about that story of mine about safety glasses. Maybe he can share while I'm making noise. Well, it's quiet. I thank everyone for watching. This makes, like I said last time, this makes it a lot of fun to interact and to do this stuff. Oh yeah, I used the thin one. Yeah. Let's just do it. I gotta get the big one again. It's easier from the other side, is it? Right, being right-handed. Alright. I use this as I can, because I gotta clean up the wall of the cylinder, and this just has more surface. Oh, thank you. Holy crap. That turned out pretty good. Like I said, I'm gonna clean this up later, all the inside. But now we can use the round bit and go down. Oof. Ten likes, thank you. My other social media are exploding. Hold on. Did I do something? Too much math. Huh. 11 likes. Yeah, I'm gonna like my own thing. I'm that person. There we go. Alright, I'm going to use this round bit as I can go in nicely, and you can see it falls down here. So I can just go and kind of like straighten it out. Bye! That didn't last long. If I had a small lathe, I would roughen this up so it grips better. Should start liking it when I go. Alright, let's keep going. Pretty straight down. I can do some more in the back compared to the other side. Looks pretty similar. If I'd be hardcore now, I would go and cast this in rubber and then compare the volumes on both sides and make sure they're about correct. But you know, ain't nobody got time for that. So I don't know what to this. So basically, in this engine, the metal seal broke. You can see that here. So a tiny bit right here broke loose, and caught in the piston here in the back. That's what happened. So I want to clean this up, and I think I want to try something. I want to try this 120 grit. I've been using it to clean my frames, and it worked pretty well. So I wonder if I can give this a nice little finish. But that's for later. I'm just sharing ideas. Alright, let me see if I can lift this up. Nope. Maybe. Let's see if we can zoom in. Guinness, come on. Oh, we got a special guest. Guinness, come on. Come on. We got a special guest in the house. Hi, dog. Oh. Great, you can't see him. I'm just pointing at stairs. Never mind. Alright. This whole phone as camera doesn't really work out. I'm gonna get a better setup next week. What if I do this? You get to see with this. Hold on, hope you're back. I just want to show what I'm trying to achieve. All right, that's about right. Now you can see it. Nope, still not. All right, never mind. I tried. So what I'm trying to do is basically have this transition from cylinder to case as smooth as possible. Now we had to open a lot to the front, but we're still not quite there. There's still a lot to go. I'm scratching with this needle. There. Yeah, so it seems we're still far off. I'm gonna double check this in a better position because I'm not sure having it hang off like that was good. Get a better scratcher. There we go. In the back we seem good, it's just in the front where there's still trouble. Yeah. You there's still a lot to take, so let's keep going. It's not too loud with the Dremel on, is it? Okay. Bye. How many okay fingers do they have?
You can choose color.
Huh. Do they have orange? Do the round one. Hi, Murphy. Dog alert. Why are you sniffing me? Why are you sniffing me? Do you want to be internet famous? Huh? Murphy. Murphy. Do you want to be internet famous? Hi. Hi. Do you want to check out the cylinder? I don't. What's up? Hi. Doggy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What is it? What is it? Ow. Do you want a Dremel? Here? Do you want a Dremel a little bit? Hmm? Do you want a Dremel? No, don't chew on it. What? Ow. Come on, good girl. Sorry, I got distracted. Go away, get Murphy. Go. Murphy, go away. Come on. Do you see her? Yeah. Alright. I think that's about it to go down. In this, I need one of those lights, you know, with the glass in it. What I still need to do on here is just because it's just going straight to the cases, so I gotta clean up this little nook. I can't really do it straight, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a thin bit and I'm gonna make like a tiny pocket on the other side too. What time is it? Oh crap, 2 hours. I think we'll finish this one up real quick and then I'm done for today. So many plans, nothing got done. Yeah. A bit. This is pretty irregular, I gotta clean that up. After I go over it one last time with the round one. check on the cases real quick. See if there's more to take. I know there's some here that I got get rid of. We're almost there. This may have not been the best thing to stream, but you know, I like chatting. Next time we'll put it together. Makes life easier. And more fun to watch. And I gotta get a microphone on my chest. So close. Let me try with the very pointy one. See if that does anything. I don't know if that pointy bit cuts enough. This one. Yep, I think that did it. I can clean it up with a diamond ball now. If I still have one. I don't know if I lost that one. Let's see, or it broke. Nope, got one. Balls. No, actually, let's use the pointy one. Here it is. This one. I like it. I think this side is a bit better than the other one, at least so far. Alright, let's check. Sweet. Sweet. I start working with them heads, and I'm gonna take the gasket off slowly until I hit the cylinder, which means that I'm right there. I think that's it. Sorry I couldn't get any further, but you know, quality work takes time. I want to thank everyone for watching. It's a bit late. We've done 2.5 hours, longer than I expected. Well, thank you everyone for watching. I got an early morning. But hopefully on the weekend I can get this together. The exhaust should arrive Saturday, and if I can move quickly enough, maybe Sunday I can have the engine together and mount it into the bike if they have time. So we're not going to mount it into the bike here, but because it is a bike of Metro scooter, we're going to go to their garage. We're going to put it in there. I don't think I can live stream that. I don't know about the internet situation there, but I will definitely record it and then I'll upload it later. Anything else? Any housekeeping to do? Like us on Facebook, because that's the best. I really don't do Twitter yet. I should. But I don't right now. But like us on Facebook, check out the page, because that's where I'm mostly gonna announce when I'm streaming. Right now I'm planning to stream Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 o'clock. Not gonna be every Tuesday and Thursday, but if it's gonna happen, it's gonna be on a Tuesday or Thursday at 9 o'clock. And I also want to squeeze in another time slot, would be Sunday morning, because people on the other half of the world can't really watch late American time. So people on the other side of the world can join us too. And that would be Sundays, 9 o'clock EST in the morning. 9 or 10, I think 10 o'clock EST is best. That would be 4 o'clock Central European time. And then that would be, make sure you subscribe to the channel too. Alright, thank you. Have a good one. Hashtag all that good stuff. Bye. Before I go, you can look at something else. No. Nah, alright. Beer of the day was this. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.